Football is a sport that moves the emotions of millions of people around the world. And the transfer of a player from a big club to another always generates great expectation and repercussion. In the case of Vinicius Jr., the possible departure from Real Madrid to Manchester United is shaking the backstage of world football. According to information from sources close to the player, Vinicius Jr. would be dissatisfied at Real Madrid due to some recent situations. One of them is the racism suffered by him in games of the Spanish League, which would have shaken the player and his family. Another issue that would have contributed to Vinicius Jr.'s dissatisfaction is with coach Carlo Ancelotti. In this context, Manchester United emerges as a possible destination for Vinicius Jr. The English club would be willing to make a millionaire proposal for the player, with a 6-year contract. The idea is that Vinicius Jr. can play frequently in the team and help the club achieve its goals. Manchester United's proposal has been well received by the player and his team of businessmen. Even so, the negotiation should not be simple, since Real Madrid has no interest in losing such a talented player like Vinicius Jr. In addition, other clubs are also interested in having the player on their roster. Paris Saint-Germain, for example, would be monitoring Vinicius Jr.'s situation and could also make a proposal for the player. Vinicius Jr.'s situation at Real Madrid is delicate, and the transfer to another club could be an opportunity for the player to show all his potential and consolidate himself as one of the great names in world football. We must wait for the developments of this possible transfer and see where the future will take Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. is one of the young talents of Brazilian football who drew the world's attention when he was hired by Real Madrid in 2018, at the age of 18. Since then, the player has had ups and downs in his career, but he has always been considered one of the great names for the future of world football. However, recently Vinicius Jr. has faced some difficulties at Real Madrid. One of the main issues is the racism suffered by the player in games of the Spanish League. The player and his family have felt uncomfortable with the racist offenses received, which has emotionally shaken the young athlete. In the face of these difficulties, Manchester United appears as a possible destination for Vinicius Jr. The English club would be willing to make a millionaire proposal for the player, with a 6-year contract, which may be an opportunity for the player to play more frequently and develop all his potential. However, the negotiation should not be easy. Real Madrid has no interest in losing such a talented player like Vinicius Jr., and other clubs, such as Paris Saint-Germain, are also interested in having the player on their roster. Vinicius Jr.'s situation is delicate, but the transfer to another club could be an opportunity for the player to show all his potential and consolidate himself as one of the great names in world football. We must wait for the developments of this possible transfer and see where the future will take Vinicius Jr. In this situation, Manchester United appears as a possibility of future for Vinicius Jr. The player has already publicly expressed his desire to play for the English club and believes that he would have more opportunities to play as a starter, which could contribute to his development as a player. The possible transfer of Vinicius Jr. to Manchester United would be a great signing for the English club, which seeks to strengthen itself to compete for important titles in European football. In addition, the arrival of a talented player like Vinicius Jr. would be excellent news for the fans, who are waiting for new heavyweight signings.